Y'all want the good news or the bad news for April 26th of 2018? You know what? I'll give you the good news first. Russel Simmons, rape accuser, dropped her $5 million lawsuit. Okay. Now the bad news is that your man Bill Cosby was found guilty of sexual assault. Now I'm going to read a couple of articles to you guys today. The first one comes from Variety. It's about your man Russel Simmons, and it was posted April 25th of 2018, titled Russel Simmons Rape Accuser Drops $5 million Suit, written by Gene Mattos. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but anyways, it's spelled Maddaus, and it might be pronounced mad ass. See, I would be a mad ass if I was Russel Simmons right now. Now, a lot of y'all might say, well, shouldn't he be happy that the lawsuit was dropped? I mean, $5 million, that's a good chunk of change. Tell you what, Jesus, let me tell you something right now. He should be mad because of the fact that he had to go to court and deal with all this foolishness. But anyways, here's what the article says. A documentary filmmaker who accused Russel Simmons of raping her in 2016 has dropped her lawsuit against him. Jennifer, I'm going to ruin his name, Jurasic, filed the suit in January seeking $5 million. She alleged that Simmons invited her to his home on Doheny, D-O-H-E-N-Y. I told y'all I'm terrible with names, Jesus. Doheny Drive, and then physically overpowered her. She also repeated the claim in an interview on Megyn Kelly Today, in which she alleged that Simmons also sexually assaulted her at his office in 2011. Her attorney said the second episode fell outside the statute of limitations. Simmons strongly denied the claims and earlier this month filed an answer to the suit, quoting from emails and texts from Jurasic. In a message a few weeks after the 2016 incident, she wrote, quote, "Sending love," with a heart symbol. A few days later, she wrote, quote, "I miss you, Russell. Are you okay?" So she's sending love and she misses him. Interesting. Uncle Russ must have really put those yoga moves on her. He must have had his foot behind his neck and all that other freaky stuff. Hitting it in the handstand. Whole bunch of downward facing dog. Anyways, the answer also alleged that Jurasic had been deemed an unfit parent and was found by a court to have a, quote, propensity to exaggerate and, quote, untreated mental health issues. Simmons' attorney alleged that Jurasic, I'm sorry, y'all, every time I read this name, Jurasic, it makes you think about Jurassic Park. Anyways, Simmons' attorney alleged that Jurasic was seeking financing from Simmons for a film and that the rape claim amounted to a shakedown. Quote, "Only after hearing that women were able to recover money for real abuse by actual sexual predators did Miss Jurasic decide to see if she could extract large amounts of money from Mr. Simmons," his attorney wrote. Simmons stepped down from his companies last fall amid numerous harassment and sexual assault allegations. He has adamantly denied each of the claims. Now, for the record, this is really interesting. Because when these women make false claims against men, and for legal reasons, I'm not saying that's what Jurassic Park did, but when these women put in false claims, or they're found to be lying, or if the man is found to be innocent, or if the claim is dropped or whatever, these women never get into any trouble. So it's really at no risk to them. It's a win-win situation. Because if you think about it, some people are still going to believe them, no matter what the evidence says, and they'll still be looked at as a victim, because in this society, women are always right. Mom is always right. The female is always right. A man can do nothing but lose in a situation like this. So it's really the perfect crime for her. The perfect criminal. I'm not saying this woman specifically, I mean women and females in general. Anyways, TMZ posted the following article on April 26th of 2018 at 10:50 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So that's what? 1:50 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, EDT, I guess. Here's what TMZ wrote. The title of the article is "Bill Cosby Guilty of Sexual Assault Lashes Out in Courtroom." So we had the good news. Now we got the bad news. As a matter of fact, I didn't watch this 28-second video, which all of this will be on my blog. I'm going to post links and everything. But I'm gonna stop this audio recording to go watch this 28-second video. I'll be right back. All right, so the 28-second video was Bill Cosby being escorted out. I guess it was his lawyer and a bailiff or something. Anyways, I'm gonna go to read to you this short article. They said Bill Cosby's retrial for sexual assault has just ended, and the jury found the once legendary TV dad guilty on all 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault. The jury of 7 men and 5 women deliberated a full day before reaching their verdict and finding Cosby guilty of drugging and molesting Andrea Constant in 2004 at his home. The 80-year-old faces a maximum of 10 years in prison for each charge. The verdict comes after the jurors spent 12 days in the courtroom hearing lawyers' arguments and testimonies from witnesses, including Constant and 5 other women who claim they were also drugged and sexually assaulted by Cosby. That wasn't enough, though, because on Wednesday the jurors asked for the legal definition of consent. The judge said Pennsylvania law did not provide a definition. It was essentially left up to the sensibility of jurors. They need to put something on the books, in my opinion. That's crazy, because then that means that biases could come into play. Cosby's attorneys attacked Constant by portraying her as a liar who tried to frame him to make money, while prosecutors called out the attack as the reason sex crime victims are afraid to come forward. Prosecutor Kristen Fedden also blasted Cosby for smirking while she talked about his accuser, saying, quote, "He's laughing like it's funny, but there's absolutely nothing funny about being stripped of your capacity to consent," end quote. As we reported, Cosby's June of 2017 trial ended in a mistrial because the jury then had 2 not guilty holdouts. All right, y'all. So that's the end of the article, man. You know, very unfortunate situation. I mean, but you know, oh Lord, you know, I gotta say this. I gotta say it. So basically, they updated the story again. Let me see. Hold on a second here. They updated the story at 11:18 a.m. Pacific time, and they said multiple people in the courtroom claim Cosby lashed out after prosecutors asked he be taken into custody immediately because he owns a private plane and could flee. Cosby shouted, quote, "He doesn't have a private plane, you a-hole." Cosby was released on a $1 million bail. Then they updated the story again at 1:15 p.m. Pacific time, 4:15 p.m. Eastern time, by saying Cosby's been ordered to remain in his home until sentencing. I remember this dude is 80 years old. Just for the record, 80. 80. Just for the record. But yeah, this is the thing, and I have to mention this before I mess around and forget to mention. I'll be mad. I'll listen back to this video one day, or I'll be talking in the comment section, you know, and I'll realize that I forgot to say this. I remember a story back in the day about your man Cockroach. Was Cockroach's real name Anthony Allen Payne? I think that's his real name. I'm too busy to go look it up, to tell you the truth. But basically, Cockroach, the guy who played Cockroach on the Cosby Show, he said that Cosby did not like the length of his hair. Did he have braids or something? I'm pretty sure he had braids at the time. And Cosby basically told him, like, bro, either you're gonna have to cut your hair, or you're gonna lose your job in the show. Now you might be saying, "Me, what the hell does that have to do with his trial?" Only thing I'm saying is this: that if he wanted to control another man's hair like that, you know, he could have said to him, "Well, for your scenes, you're gonna have to wear a hat," you know, or something like that. I mean, he basically told this man, like, "You can do without a job for all I care. I don't care about, you know, your livelihood. I don't." Basically, in my personal opinion, I don't care about your damn survival, sir. Your hair being the length it is, it offends me so much that in my opinion, I don't care whether or not you make ends meet. I don't care about you as a person, as a human being. You know. Also, we can't forget the things that he said about black people. You know, he went in on black people. I don't think I've ever heard him, criticize white people like that. And it's really funny because I'm not perfectly sure whether or not Bill Cosby considers himself to be a conservative or liberal or a progressive or what he identifies with politically. But at the end of the day, man, I don't think I've ever seen or heard anything about Bill Cosby, negatively criticizing white people. Specifically, people might talk about, society in general, society at large, but they don't usually go in on white people specifically. It's like, they're kind of left alone. Either, you say things generally about society, which means everybody, or, you might attack so-called black people. But I don't ever remember, Bill Cosby really negatively criticizing Caucasians. So, Europeans. It would be nice to hear him do that, especially considering the fact that it looks like they're about to put him away. But we all know that he won't make it out of this alive. Let's just be real here. Bill Cosby is 80 years old. To be put under that type of stress and everything and have to go through this trial and not knowing what's going to happen with his life or whatnot. And they're talking about he could get, what is it, did they say up to 10 years for each charge? And remember, they only mentioned one woman. I don't know whether or not, the verdict didn't come in for the rest of them. But they said in the article, once again, the 80-year-old faces a maximum of 10 years in prison for each charge. And they said that the jury of 7 men and 5 women deliberated a full day before reaching their verdict and finding Cosby guilty of drugging and molesting Andrea Constant in 2014 at his home. So in other words, they're only mentioning one woman, and they said this, what, like 6 women total? There was Andrea plus 5 other women. So were all of the charges dropped for those other women? Or, did he not find out his fate as far as whether or not he's going to be charged for allegedly doing anything to or with these other women? There's no mention of that. So I don't really know. It's TMZ. TMZ usually gets things right. Usually, over the years, I've done a lot of their stories. I've read a lot of the stories, gave my opinion, and they, there's usually not many retractions, if any. Usually, especially when it comes to like a serious story like this, like if it's just some quote unquote celebrity gossip type stuff, as opposed to a, actual court trial or whatever. They might get something here or they're wrong, or something as serious as this rather. They pretty much always get it correct. But anyways, y'all, hopefully some more information to come in, and maybe I'll update the story. I don't know. This is pretty heavy, man. But congratulations to Uncle Rush. I'm happy for you. But anyways, y'all, let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine, Meat Magazine 7 on Google+, Meat Magazine blog on Instagram. Be sure to hit that notification button. It's right next to the subscribe button. It looks like a bell. Once you click that button, you'll be sent alerts to be notified when new videos get posted. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe, notify. And what do you think about Uncle Rush? What do you think about Bill Cosby? Do you think Bill Cosby's a coon? Do you think he deserves it? Do you wish that that he would have been found not guilty? Or are you gonna start wearing a free Cosby shirt, free pill Cosby, allegedly, wink wink. Like, how do you feel about it? Do you wish that both of them were guilty? Do you wish that both of them were innocent? Me personally, I have some gripes with certain things that maybe Russell did throughout his career, where I'm like, sometimes where maybe I disagree when I was like Uncle Rush. But for the most part, I usually agree with Uncle Rush. I don't just call anybody Uncle or Auntie. The only time y'all have heard me call somebody Uncle or Auntie is when I refer to Aunt Mona, as in Mona Scott Young from Love and Hip Hop fame and Violator management, and Uncle Rush. Got mad love for these two, so that's why I talk about them in that way. It's very rare that you hear me say these things. I might add some more to the list, but Russel Simmons is that dude. Love Russell, man. That's my boy. So I'm happy for him. Bill Cosby, I'm indifferent. I don't really know. You know, I'm really on the fence with the Bill Cosby thing. I'm not sure whether or not he's guilty. I do know. How do I word this for legal reasons and for reasons of integrity? I feel like this about Bill Cosby, man. Did he get a free trial? Probably not. I'm pretty sure those people were pretty biased as far as the jury is concerned. And how could they not be biased? The media freaking ran a train on Bill Cosby. Was there any way, after what the media put him through, is there any way that he could get a fair trial in America? Maybe in Germany? Maybe, you know, maybe in Zimbabwe? Maybe in Nigeria? Maybe in Russia? No, probably not in Russia. Maybe in China? But here in America, I don't know. Because, you know, they painted him as the bad guy. They painted him as if he was guilty from the beginning. They were like, oh, this Negro was accused? Guilty. They were acting like Uncle Ruckus. Throw that Negro behind bars now. You know? That's the way that they were acting. But anyway, y'all, this is all my opinion. What do I know? I'm just an Uncle Russell, Fat Farm, Def Jam, Def Poetry, Def Comedy Jam, bring it back. Def Jam Records / Fat Farm / everything Uncle Rush fan, Run's House fan, since that's his brother, Run DMC fan, my Jesus. Shoot, man, shout out to Uncle Rush, man. I'm so happy for the brother, man. You know, I hope that if he does have to go back to court because somebody else is accusing him of anything, I hope that he's found not guilty, man. You know, Russell has done so much for so many people, man. In hip hop, he's done so much for hip hop. He's taken so many arrows for hip hop. He's helped to change so many people's lives, push them into a positive direction. Such an intelligent and helpful person, man. Just a really down person, man. Shout out to Global Grind. Shout out to everything. He stepped down. He needs to step back up, man. Y'all need to leave Uncle Russ alone, man. I gotta go. Y'all know how much I love Russell Simmons, y'all, man. I gotta go. I gotta go. Meat Magazine. Thumbs up, comment, subscribe, notify. How do you wish things would have played out? Meat Magazine. Namaste.